I've been using a Pixel 9 Pro XL for over a week now, and this phone has surprised me in many ways, but how well does it stack up against the OnePlus 12? Now, I'll have some timestamps down below so you guys can jump around and see the parts that matter to you the most, but first, I want to get pricing out of the way so that way you can vote with, well, not just your feelings, but also your wallet, which might be more important. So right now, the OnePlus 12 starts at $700, and with that, you get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, 12 gigabytes of RAM, and 256 gigs of base storage. Meanwhile, the Pixel 9 Pro XL starts at $1,100, and with that, you get, of course, Google Tensor G4 chip, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and 128 gigabytes of base storage. But thankfully, Best Buy does have some pretty great trade-in offers right now for the Pixel 9 Pro XL, which means you could potentially get it for $423. Now, if you guys are interested in that deal, I'll have a link down below that'll take you guys straight there. Now, to be completely honest, I do have to give the win of value over to the OnePlus 12 because, well, not only is it $400 cheaper than the Pixel 9 Pro XL, but you also get double the storage and even an 80-watt charger block that comes already in the box. You don't need to go out and buy another one. Now, OnePlus 12 also does have a 16 gigabyte RAM option, but for that, you have to get the 512 gigs of storage. But even if you do that, it's going to be $300 less expensive than the 128 gigabyte model of the Pixel 9 Pro XL, which is kind of crazy to think about. Now, charging speeds are also another thing that many people do care about, and here, well, the OnePlus 12 not only wins, but it destroys the Pixel 9 Pro XL, like, by a lot. If you're using the 80-watt charger that comes with the OnePlus 12, it'll charge your phone fully from 0 to 100% in just 30 minutes. That is absolutely crazy. Now, if you're using the official 45-watt Google charger that you have to buy for an additional $30, it'll charge your phone in that same amount of time, 30 minutes, from 0 to 65%. So, pretty much a little bit more than halfway, whereas the OnePlus 12, it's going to be 100% full. So what about the fit and finish? Now, this is obviously purely subjective, but I do prefer the way the Pixel 9 Pro XL looks and feels. The materials are just crazy premium, and it's not as slippery as the OnePlus 12 if you're using them without a case. Now, in terms of weight, the OnePlus 12 is just 1 gram lighter, 220 compared to 221 on the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Believe me, you're not really going to notice a difference, but what you will notice is that the haptics on the Pixel 9 Pro XL are the best. Not just on an Android phone, but they are the best out of any phone, including iPhone. Whenever you're typing, whenever you're interacting with the UI, the haptics just feel nice and punchy. You cannot miss it. So if you guys are looking for a phone that has really premium haptics, this one takes it by a long shot. So all in all, whenever you're using the phones, both literally like physically and actually using them with the UI, I do prefer the Pixel 9 Pro XL, but it doesn't really stop there. Because for those of you that love to customize their phones, the OnePlus UI does take the lead. It's just so easy to change the home screen to how you like it. You want to remove the app names? No problem. You want to change the size of the apps? You got it. You want to change the shape of the apps? You can do that too. But of course, the Pixel 9 Pro XL does have its own fair share of UI tricks, and well, we'll get into that later in this video. Now, the battery life on Pixel phones was never really a great talking point. It was always just bad, but thanks to two new things, the vapor chamber and the more efficient Tensor G4 chip, the battery life on the Pixel 9 Pro XL is actually mind-blowing. I would honestly say that both of these phones get roughly the same amount of battery life, just on an average. So both do get me comfortably over 7 hours of screen on time. And in fact, just a couple of days ago, the Pixel 9 Pro XL got me over 9 hours of screen on time. That is absolutely crazy. Now, I do admit the OnePlus 12 also got me 9 hours, but again, like I said, on average, you're going to be looking at the same battery life, like roughly, give or take. Some days you're going to have less battery life. Some days you're going to have more battery life. It just kind of depends on what you're doing. It depends on how good your Wi-Fi signal is, how good your cell connection is. There's a lot of factors that go into it. But on average, both of these phones easily over 7 hours of screen on time with no issues at all. Now, if watching content is important for you, which I assume it is because you're doing it right now, you're in luck because that's where both of these phones win. The OnePlus 12 does take a slight lead in brightness as it can support up to 4,500 nits of peak brightness compared to 3,000 nits on the Pixel 9 Pro XL, but in normal day-to-day life, you're not really going to notice any big, large difference in brightness. Like, they are both crazy bright displays. I don't have an issue at all viewing these phones outside. Trust me, neither will you. You're gonna love them. Now you must know, because not a lot of people like this, but the OnePlus 12 does have a curved display, which is kind of hard to pick out, like things like screen protectors or even a great case that won't collect dust around the edges where that screen curves. So if you like curved displays, you're gonna like this phone. If you hate curved displays, you're not gonna like this phone. Now, of course, the Pixel 9 Pro XL does have a absolutely flat display, so there you go. If you like flat displays, this one is the one to get. And now we get to the thing that I love the absolute most: cameras. Cameras are important for many people out there, especially, for capturing that perfect memory or, maybe a bad breakup. Whatever your goal is, which phone does it best? Well, I hate to break it to you, but it's no surprise that 99% of phones out there take fantastic photos, no matter which one you buy. It just really comes down to like your own personal opinion. OnePlus is of course partnered with Hasselblad, so you'll get that color profile, and the Pixel 9 Pro XL is partnered with, well, nobody. It's Google's very own color science, which many people do love, especially for accurate skin tones. Now, when it comes to specs, both phones include a 50 megapixel main camera and both phones include a 48 megapixel ultra-wide camera. Now, in terms of the telephoto camera, the OnePlus 12 does have a 64 megapixel sensor and the Pixel 9 Pro XL has a 48 megapixel sensor. Now look, I do love the photos coming out of the Pixel 9 Pro XL, but at the same time, I love the photos coming out of the OnePlus 12. I think for the money, the OnePlus 12 definitely punches above its weight class. Now, as far as selfie cameras go, the OnePlus 12 does have a 32 megapixel sensor compared to 42 on the Pixel 9 Pro XL, but the Pixel 9 Pro XL also has a trick up its sleeve, allowing you to get really ultra wide with your selfies. I mean, they look really, really great. Now, when it comes to recording videos, both phones do go up to 4K 60, but because of Google's AI magic, the phone can actually upscale your video to 8K 30 using Video Boost, which is quite impressive. Now, the OnePlus 12 is also capable of 8K video, but only at 24 FPS, which some might find to be a little bit jittery depending on the type of look you're going for. Now, since the Pixel's Video Boost is not only upscaling the resolution but also improving stabilization, you'll find that it is more stable than on the OnePlus 12. Now, the place that the OnePlus 12 absolutely destroys the Pixel is switching between the camera lenses while recording. It is absolutely insane. I don't know how Google can make such a great phone with such bad camera like software and optimization. I don't know what the heck's going on here, but as you guys can tell, the OnePlus is knocking it out of the park. So what about the AI features? Well, of course, it's no surprise the Pixel is absolutely full of AI. I mean, like top to bottom. For example, you can completely change the way a photo looks like by just circling what you want, typing in the prompt, and waiting for AI to do the trick. Then of course there's Google's voice dictation feature, which is the best out of any phone that's out there, and I mean that literally. And this is only available on Pixel phones. Now, OnePlus did state that they will bring over AI features to the OnePlus 12, but that was many months ago, and they haven't done that yet, and we don't even know which features are coming to the OnePlus 12 in terms of AI. So like I always kind of recommend, never buy a phone for the promise of what it may be. Buy a phone for what it is right now. Picking between these two phones is kind of difficult. I mean, look, if you're going for value, the OnePlus 12 definitely wins. For $700, this thing is an absolute beast. Now, of course, if you can trade in a phone, you could potentially get this phone for, like I said, over 50% off. Then I would recommend this phone. But like flat out, right, if you're just paying for the phones with any deals, no deals, no trade-ins, then I really, really recommend the OnePlus 12. This thing is one of my favorite phones, honestly. I'm actually working on my full review of the Pixel 9 Pro XL, so if you guys do want to see that, stay tuned. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, definitely click that like button, and if you're new here, you want to see a lot more tech videos, definitely subscribe. And as always, this was Mark from Mark's Tech. Adios.